The history of Nottinghamshire Deaf Society. Nottinghamshire Deaf Society was established in 1868 when the church noticed that deaf people were unable to access their services and began to run a Bible class, specifically so they could learn about the Bible in their own language, British Sign Language, BSL. The class became a place for deaf people to meet and socialise, and as it grew and more activities were held, the need for proper organisation became apparent. So, in 1890, the Nottinghamshire Deaf Adult Society was formed, supported by many patrons, including a number of dukes and duchesses. Since then, the society has moved a number of times, but came to its current location on Forest Road West, Nottingham, in 1930. The Victorian Grade II listed building originally housed the School for Deaf and Deafblind Children, and a boot and shoe repair workshop in one of the back rooms, which employed several deaf men. In 1948, the society became a registered charity, which meant that the local authorities could commission us to carry out duties for deaf people and make public appeals for funds. An additional service, a welfare agency, became part of the society in 1954, employing social workers and providing welfare services to deaf people within Nottinghamshire. During the 1960s and 1970s, the building saw many changes. Following the relocation of the school and the closing of the repair workshop, some major refurbishment took place, much of which was carried out by deaf craftsmen, who gave up their evenings and weekends to do the conversion. In 1975, the first BSL classes were started for hearing people to learn to sign, to enable them to communicate with deaf people, and to understand them and their culture. The Social Work Office moved in 1979, ending the role of the society in providing a welfare service for deaf people. Nottinghamshire County Council was the first in the country to develop the post of sign language interpreter, and in 1983 the Society's interpreting service was started, and we now have 11 registered interpreters. 1990 was the Society's centenary year, which was marked by many celebrations and a visit from Princess Diana, who opened the building's new office space. Following major renovations in 1994, the Society changed its legal status and became a company limited by guarantee, and changed its name to Nottinghamshire Deaf Society. 2015 marks our 125th anniversary, and a number of events took place throughout the year in recognition of this, culminating in our 125 ball in January. All these events gave us the opportunity to celebrate Nottinghamshire's deaf culture, community and heritage. Today, our principal activities include a community centre providing 400 regular users a place of community, a range of services tailored to meet the specific needs of deaf sign language users, enabling them to access information directly in their first language, a BSL interpreting service, enabling over 2,000 deaf users and hearing service providers to communicate effectively, and BSL and deaf awareness training for individuals and mainstream services. Artefacts from the Nottinghamshire Deaf Society exhibit. Communicator. This device was manufactured and sold by A&M Hearing Limited from the mid-1960s to the later 1970s. It was by doctors, hospitals and care homes to communicate to a hearing impaired person who did not have a hearing aid. The communicator was held near the ear of the patient, and the health worker would speak into the microphone. The speech was amplified within the device. 1982 Vistel Minicom, also known as a text phone. The phone receiver would be placed on the top, and text transmitted down the telephone line. Someone using a text phone can communicate directly with other text phone users, or with a voice telephone user via a text relay service. Annual reports dating from 1927 to 1990. These capture the activities of the society at that time and demonstrate how attitudes have changed. Silent bell alarm system. Used with the smoke detector, strobe light indicator and vibrating pad to give an early warning of a fire. 1980s Sarabek personal listener. This was used with a microphone attachment to amplify sound for the listener or as a loop listener by unplugging the microphone.